Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL, and if you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life, no-edit amateur radio field activation. So basically I like to take you along with me as I head out to our parks and summits and go on hikes and play radio outdoors. See what kind of contacts we can make with a wide variety of radios and antennas and other things. Today I am at Lake Norman State Park here in near Statesville, North Carolina, between Statesville and Charlotte. It's a beautiful day. It is incredibly warm. Actually, it's just very, very humid. And I went through a little shower on the way over here, and right now it looks really nice outside, like there's no way it would rain on me. But I am here to tell you that this time of year things change very, very quickly, and I fully expect a shower could just pop up on me. In fact, a thunder shower could pop up on me while I'm out here today. So I'm just walking down here to show you what the lake looks like, because you can't see it from where I'm playing radio. But Lake Norman, if you haven't been here, if you live anywhere near the Piedmont, if you live in the Piedmont of North Carolina, you need to come out here. It's a really, really nice place, a wonderful, wonderful place to play radio. There are a few parks that are as accessible, have so many spots. It's really amazing, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful state park. Got a really nice visitor center, lots and lots of spots to set up. And I'm here on a Monday. This is Monday, June 7th, and I'm going to play radio. I've never done this here before, but I've actually set up under the shelter. And I did that just so I don't have to move all my gear if a downpour comes, because this time of year, if wet weather arrives on a day like today, it doesn't come in as mist or light rain. It'll just come in as a downpour all of a sudden. And while I've got one radio at least that can handle that, my backpack can handle it, and the antenna can handle it, I don't really want to sit out in it. So we're going to come over here to this picnic shelter that basically we have completely to ourselves, which I like. And today I also didn't set up anything in advance. In fact, the only thing I did was I deployed this little tripod to hold the camera. I brought a whole bunch of radio gear from the car. I kind of made up my mind on the way over here what radio I'd be using today. It'll be the Xiegu X5105 that I've got in this pack. I haven't taken it out yet. And I've decided I'm going to use the Chameleon Impasse 2.0 vertical antenna. I also set up my logs in advance here, so you can see I didn't bring my tablet with me to do logging, which is a shame because I actually have internet access out here, and could have kind of logged live and not had to enter my logs in later, but oh well. So yeah, this is I think I got everything here for the Impasse 2.0. I'm going to set it up over here somewhere. It'll be out of the way, and you can watch me do that. I haven't done this in a while, and people ask. So you see a very not so graceful deployment of the Impasse 2.0. We'll go for that. First thing I like to do is take the two antenna sections and put them out first. By the way, a park ranger could come by and start talking to me. Some park employees could come over and start talking to me here in a second. I'll attach this matching section. And sometimes what I like to do with the antenna is go ahead and pull out the counterpoise and connect the ground before I stick it in the ground, because this little red thing is actually pretty easy to use, but it's always easier when you've got a little more control over it. I'm planning to go on a hike after I finish this on one of their trails that they have here. Okay. There we go. So this is the counterpoise, and I'll stretch this out maybe 25 feet, something like that. So I double check, make sure it's all nice and tight. It is. Really solid ground. Just lay this out. Sorry, I know I went off camera with that there. Now, I've got my feed line. This is what came with the MPass 2.0. It's 50 feet, which is way more than I need. And I'll just kind of let this out. And that is it. Hopefully you could see all that. Sorry, I don't really have an action camera yet. I am getting around to that though. Let's see if we can move it down here. I'll kind of show you my setup now. Okay, here we go. So this is actually my Red Ox Hound bag. People always ask me about the different bags I have. I don't have this one out very much, but I found that it fits the X5105 really nicely. I also brought along the QRP Ranger, which is made by Hardened Power Systems. It's a little lithium iron phosphate battery. I like it. I like how it looks kind of Apollo era on the front. It's nice. This was actually the very first lithium iron phosphate battery I've ever purchased. I bought this in 2016, and it's worked great. I've used it and loved it ever since. I don't often take it to the field because it's a little bigger and heavier than some of my other batteries. But if I'm at a picnic table, this is wonderful. I don't necessarily take it with me on, mountain summits and that sort of thing. I don't really need the voltage and the amperage displays at all. We're going to be hearing a lot of leaf blowing today, it sounds like. Okay, so let me move this over here. And I have the power cord for the X5105. Now, hypothetically, so what I'll do is plug this in. It's actually the power cord for the ICOM IC705, but I found that it works with the X5105. And since I don't own this X5105, I like using my own ICOM power cord because, frankly, I don't want to convert the one that they have in here. It's on loan. And yeah, so let's pull the little legs out. Now I must say, I'm really glad some readers and viewers, subscribers I have to thank them and also yell at them for recommending this radio. The I have some experience with Xiegu radios, or however you pronounce the name of their company. I have some experience with them. I did review the Xiegu G90, and I liked it. It just wasn't the radio for me, though. It's a 20-watt radio, so a little heavier than most of my transceivers I carry around. And I never run 20 watts, so it was just kind of like double the weight. It also lacks some of the features I like CW memory keying and voice memory keying and things. And I kind of just in my head shoved all of the Xiegu stuff aside. I bought the G90 and then I sold it after the review. But I can recommend it. It's a great radio. In fact, it seems like everybody I know owns at least one G90. It's a great radio. But a lot of readers and subscribers recommended that I check out the Xiegu X5105, and I'm very glad they did, because frankly this is a fantastic little radio, and I like it more than I thought I would. And this comes to the part where I'm yelling at you. Now I'm actually considering purchasing this. I wasn't considering that before. So it reminds me a lot of the Elecraft KX2. In fact, I'll do a video comparing these two radios, the KX2 and the X5105. I prefer the KX2, but the 5105 has so many wonderful features that, for $550, it really can't beat this. And I like the size of it. I like the weight. It has all the features I want. So anyway, I'm going to talk to Radioddity, who sent this to me on loan, and maybe see either about purchasing it from them, possibly, if I still decide to do that, or they are also a sponsor over at SWLing Post, and I may just barter and give them an equivalent amount of advertising space for it, because that's basically the same as cash. They are an advertiser over there and a sponsor, which is great, and I'll do something like that. I'll either purchase it or do that. So if I decide to go this route, but I'm very, very tempted. Every time I use this radio, I like it more. I prefer CW operation on this for some reason, even over the G90. I'm not quite sure why, because I don't own the G90 anymore, so I can't test it. But I think the QSK is a little nicer in this one. Now, I tell you what, because people are coming over here with leaf blowers, I am going to pause this video for a moment until maybe they leave. Okay, sorry about that. As I was talking, the groundskeepers here just came straight up to the picnic shelter with their leaf blowers, and I thought this is just going to get a little too loud, so they could come over here again yet. I don't know what it is. There's something about the X5105 that brings out people with leaf blowers and lawnmowers. The very first video I did of the X5105, and if I can remember, I'll link to it up here, was at the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it was very much the same thing. I kind of came out, and the groundskeepers were mowing over this little small area over and over and over again. I honestly thought that maybe they were just trying to kill time, because they were contracted to be out there a certain amount of time. But they just kept going, and I waited probably about 25 minutes for them to leave. But you know what? I don't mind, because they keep our parks looking absolutely beautiful. And I'm kind of the one that's probably getting in their way today, as they're trying to get their job done. But even though they're still kind of out here, I think I can go ahead and proceed. So here's the deal. I brought the QRP Ranger battery pack with me, but I'm only going to use it if I need to. I've plugged it into the X5105 with the idea that if the internal battery dies, then I can just flip this thing on and get right back into business. I don't want to do it until it does die, though, and the reason why is I charged this up one time, and that was before my first video at the Blue Ridge Parkway with the lawnmowers. Then I took this out on the trail at Tuttle Educational State Forest and did a little trail side activation. I've got a video link to that too. Hopefully, if I can remember, I'll put it up here. And now I have it here. That's all on the same charge. So I only did one battery charge for that. I want to see how long this internal battery will last. I'll be surprised if it makes it through the activation today, because I also probably had this on for 20 to 30 minutes over the weekend doing a little bit of park chasing and summit chasing from my house. So I don't know if it's going to last. I'll be very impressed if it lasts through. this one, because frankly, I didn't expect the battery to last this long. I think one day after I first gave it its first charge, I just basically had it in receive mode, and it lasted maybe 4 or 5 hours, and it'll draw about 300 milliamps, which is a little on the high side for most of my portable radios. But the battery in it's obviously good enough to get you through a couple of activations, and we'll see how long it goes today. And hypothetically, if it dies, which it doesn't give you any warning, I guess I could watch the battery indicator, but I don't know what the cutoff voltage is. If it dies, then I should be able to flip this on, and not only will it power the radio, but it'll also charge it at the same time, and you'll be able to read the amperage display here of how much it's sucking in, and that'll be a maximum amount for this radio. But anyway, again, thank you very much for suggesting I get this radio and give it a go. Let's go ahead and plug it in. So I've got the BNC connector on here because that's what's on the side of this radio. So this is even going to be longer than a normal no-edit video. Getting used to all these. It's really interesting that X5105 is a radio. You just end up touching it all over because buttons are on the top, buttons are on the front. You've got the encoder here. You just end up just pressing buttons all over it. And I always forget up here. Kind of one interesting thing is this is the volume up button. So it's like volume down, volume up. And on this side, it's band down, band up. And it's just the weirdest thing because I kind of in my head expect this to be the down button, this the up button. So you'll probably see today when I switch bands, I'll hit the wrong one and go the wrong way unless I can remember to do it right. Let's see if we got a little signal here. Okay, I had this under Let's really hope I can remember how to use the CW memory keyer in this. I may actually have to reference my own blog post if I can't, but I'm pretty sure that I will. I had this set up to do CW memory key, and I actually asked on qrpeer.com. Speaking of which, by the way, if you look on qrpeer.com, in the description below, there's going to be a link to the field report for this particular activation. So I would encourage you to check there. I have lists of everything I've got here, links to everything, so you'll have that. But if I know how to do this correctly, I at least know how to do one of the CW memories. Thankfully, a bunch of readers came to my rescue because you just can't figure this out from the manual. And I think that this X5105 had a completely different setup when it first came out with its first firmware version of doing CW memory keying, and actually preferred the original way. They actually gave it more memories, 10 memories now, instead of 3, which I think it originally had. However, they're much more difficult to access, and so really it's only practical to use one of them. And I'm not even sure that there's a beacon mode, which is a negative. But hey, we're talking about a $550 radio here. So let's see here. Actually, I want to start. Okay, let's see if I can get this right. Okay, this is down. Okay, so I'm going to start on the 70 meter band. Let's go up to. It's kind of oddly quiet. Not too crazy about that. Let's hope somebody will be on there today. Okay, let me plug in my key button. There's the key. There we go. And now I need to hit the ATU button because this has an internal ATU. So this will match the impedance of the antenna with the transceiver. Okay, that was quick. Okay, let's see here. I'm also going to hop on my my buddy Mike, you might have seen that, he's telling me what QSB's like today, and okay, he said 20 meters may not be too bad, but there's probably going to be some QSB. Mike is my go-to guy for all things propagation. Okay, let's add a spot here. Frequency is 7063, so I add this in. Sorry, I'm not showing this. 7063. The park reference is K-2740. By the way, the idea is I may try to do a little single sideband a little bit later on, since I have internet access here. You know, speaking of that, I'll just go ahead and do what I'm doing. I may try to go back later and do some hunting. I'm not used to thinking about having internet access, and frankly, because I'm doing videos, my mind is elsewhere, and I forget to do hunting, which I do when I'm not recording. But I'm managing. I just don't do well at managing multiple things at one time. So here we go. Let's see. So comments says it's required. I'm just going to say starting on 40. Here we go. Okay, and I'm guessing it knows, spotter call sign, activator call sign. So it filled that in, the new one did. There's a new sort of interface for the POTA thing. It's pota.app.app. So I'm going to hit spot. Let's go ahead and start calling CQ then, maybe. Can I figure this out? Message. And I have to tell it which message I want. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You probably can't see that from here. We'll try this. Now, you have to hit the PTT button. Let's see if it works. Yep. Okay, there we go. Okay, that did it pretty quickly. Okay, so you just hit PTT and it goes. But again, I can't. The sad part is I can't really easily load up another one. So, for example, send any normal things in an exchange, which I will do sometimes. Power output's 1/10 of a watt. That's even lower than I normally do. Yeah, this weekend I was doing some stuff with it and I turned the power output all the way down. And that's the reason why. So I never run more than 5 watts doing my very first contacts. So the idea is with Parks on the Air this year, you have to have 10 contacts to have a valid activation at any site. And so I'm doing all 10 of those in 5 watts or less. After that, sometimes I will turn up the power, but the X5105, its maximum output power is 5 watts. So let's send my buddy Mike a text. It's telling me that it's 10.9 volts right now. But again, I can't remember what the cutoff voltage is, for low voltage cutoff. I'll tell you one thing, those leaf blowers really stirred up the pollen. We've got one of the worst pollen years I remember ever, and that stuff is flying all over the place right now. Hey, it did do a little bit of decoding here, actually, I'm seeing. Oh, got him. Okay. Good to hear you on here again, Hotel Zulu. Now, I'm going to try to pull this a little closer so you can see how well it's doing its decoding. So it's sending, it's showing what I'm sending here, and it's decoding up here. Hopefully you can Oh yeah, BBK again. So this is a park to park, P to P. So I set that up to do an automatic. That's nice to get a park to park. Thank you very much, KD8BBK. Is that it? Yeah, that's the right button. Oh man, it's just so quiet out here now with those guys going. Can't turn that down while it's sending, evidently. You know what? The decode. I'm not so sure that that was for me, or if that's somebody that just kind of popped up on the station, so we'll let them give me a call back if that's the case. Maybe having a hard time sending for some reason. I don't know. I may not be getting W2 IFB. I'm just going to have to We'll just go ahead and call CQ again. I'm noticing that this does an okay job if there's a strong signal on the other end. But weak, it's kind of showing ease. Okay. Good. QS Baker is bad today. That's the reason they're not coming back. I cannot key today. Sorry, TBH. So people are coming over here now, so maybe talking to somebody, I don't know. Let's see. I am not hearing a person out here. They are just not hearing me for some reason. I'll try one more time. Nothing. Okay, well, we'll give that one a go. I don't know, this must be really bad QSB today. I'm going to try to look at the storm map because it feels like something's moving in. Wow. Haven't had N4HID in here in a long time. Wow, the fading is really bad. That's what this is. Okay, we'll just go ahead. When I have this many in one setting, that means that seriously there are some serious issues with fading on this part of the band. It may be a little bit better up on 20 meters, and maybe I'll go ahead and move up there. In fact, I think I will. Let's go ahead and move up to 20. Okay, and I did it. I went the wrong way, just like I said I would. Okay, let's see if anybody's here. Okay, let's use the ATU. By the way, I can feel in the air that we're going to have a little thunderstorm coming through here, but it's funny, I'm looking at the map, and you really should keep a lightning map or something with you. And I don't know if this thing's just not updating quickly enough or something, but that looks like it's not too far away, but I'm hearing distant thunder, which tells me that it's a little closer than that now. But this time of year in North Carolina, as hot as it is and as humid as it is, thunderstorms just pop up out of nowhere. We just call them pop-ups, and that's exactly what they're probably going to be doing. Okay, let me go ahead and send Mike a message and tell him that I've changed frequencies. Now, I could go into the app and spot myself again. In fact, I may do that, but also the reverse beacon network will probably pick me up here and do it anyway. Only need, let's see, I'm still on number 8. Someone asked me once why I don't do more iambic keying with my paddle. I do a little bit more of that at home than I do in the field. I don't know why in the field I like the mechanical feel. I like a little bit of play in my keys. I think I make less mistakes normally when I do that, when I do iambic keying, which should actually make it a little bit better. I don't know. I think it's because I switch radios so much and the keying's just slightly different between each radio that I make a little more mistakes when I start to do a lot of iambic. But you may have heard with, I think it was TVH or maybe it was RQJ, I can't remember, one of these guys, I found that I was just automatically using iambic keying with the last 3 letters. It just worked out. You know, this is showing good promise, though. I'm up to 9 contacts right now, and this is my 3rd activation running off of the internal battery. They came up. So I'm glad RLE came back. Thank you very much for doing that. If you happen to be watching this, probably not. The strange occurrence that you are watching this, I really appreciate you coming back to me so I could actually get you in the logs here on 20 meters. You're much stronger on 20 meters. And obviously, 40 meters was just flaking out on our path into Michigan. So, yeah, each radio I use that has an internal memory keyer is a little different each time. So when I'm operating and I'm getting used to radio, which I am still with the X5105, I like the way this keys actually, but it's just slightly different. It's just a little bit different in my other radios. As I mentioned in an earlier video, I can't remember which one, I liken changing radios, but like moving from one radio to another with the electronic keyer. It's almost like when you move from one manual transmission car to another one and drive it. You know how to drive it, you know how the shifting works and everything, but sometimes the timing's a little different, the clutch is maybe different, maybe it doesn't have as, you don't have to push the clutch down as far, and then there's the throw of the gear shift, all that stuff's a little different. QQ. Thank you. Thank you, N9MM, for being so patient with me here. Oh, you can't hear me coming back. I'll try one more time. Wow, okay. Ah. Now, I sent a 44 after him because W6LEN, we'll do this one more time on here just to make sure I've got it right, is in California, and he is a WWFF guy, and this is actually a park that will qualify for WWFF as well. And one of the things that people tend to send with WWFF is 44. You'll hear 44. In CW. I don't know if I've ever heard that in single sideband. Oh, I just really messed that up. I think he was coming back to confirm. He is so weak, and I know that I am very weak. He gave me a 559, but, you know, that was probably being generous. I'll call CQ here a little bit longer, but man, I'm impressed. So now it's at 10.6 volts. This is flickering, I'm sure, on your screen because of the refresh rates of the camera and this. hope this audio isn't blasting you out. I need a little water. Always carry water with you when you do an activation, even if you're not speaking. If you're doing single sideband, you definitely need to have water with you. Man, I can't believe this thing's still running off the internal battery. It's very, very good. It makes me want this radio even a little bit more. Man, this is the downfall of reviewing radios. I'm reviewing this for the Spectrum Monitor magazine. Week 229. Oh no, 339. He came up a little bit more there at the end. That's Alaska. Wow, that's a great signal for Alaska. That's the thing. So I've got a vertical antenna out here by a lake. It's a freshwater lake, so I'm not even getting saltwater ground plane off of this or anything. Okay. Right. So anyway, yeah, so like I've been struggling sometimes to even get a call back after someone's called me, I give them a RST and then I don't hear from them again. That's because the fading kicked them out. Yet I'm able with 5 watts to work Alaska with a vertical out by a freshwater lake. I mean, like that's propagation for you. This is a good antenna. This Chameleon Impasse 2.0 is the best vertical antenna I've ever used. And I feel like it's a very efficient antenna on 20 meters. I'm not even sure if I'd really have to engage the ATU very much with this. But And it's at a good location. I mean, there's nothing around it. It's not up against a big metal building or anything. But it cracks me up that some of the, sometimes propagation so that people you normally work pretty easily, you can't work at all. And then others that maybe are a little harder to work are easy someday. And a lot of that has to do with sometimes the band's a little on the long side, like you're hearing, your propagation footprint's a little further out than it normally is, and sometimes a little short. And that'll have a big effect on things. I'm feeling the heat sink down here to see if it's getting warm, and it's not hardly warm at all. Man, this radio is not bad. You know what? I'm going to move up to the 17 meter band. Or, yeah, we'll try. We'll try 17 meters. I'm wanting to kill the battery on this. I really want to see how long it'll go, because I can probably add all that together based on these past 3 activation videos and figure out how long the total time is here. Why am I hearing SSB over the CW portion of the band? That really shouldn't be. Ooh, I know what I can do too. Let me go check the spots and see if anybody's out here right now. If I can get them to load. My internet is not awesome for... Okay, let's see. We can try something really different here. 14290. This is going to be stretching it here a bit. Let's try this. Let's go to 14290. Now I did it again. I went the wrong way. 14. Okay. Normally, when I have an A-B switch between VFOs, I keep one side single sideband, the other side CW. So when I hit that, it took me to a different, portion of the band. Let's see, 290. Let's see if we hear anybody here. If they're really weak, I'm not going to attempt it. I'm not hearing anything. Okay, I'm trying to hunt people, so I'm looking here on the app. That's somebody in New York. There's somebody in California on 7260. There's just like almost no way I'll be able to hear them on 40 meters this time of day. Here's somebody doing... I can just barely hear them in there. In fact, that's somebody calling them. There's me, where I was. 319, Colorado. Let's see if we can hear that. Yeah, there we go. Now, here's the thing I just realized. I did not bring the microphone with me. But all is not lost, because this has a built-in mic right here. But I have no idea if it's good enough to do this. I've never used it before. But there's always a first time, right? The only thing is these guys are way too weak for me to work with 5 watt single sideband. I'd like to find somebody just a little stronger. Yeah, let's see. I'm looking around to see if I see anybody else on here that's a little stronger. No, everybody is in the wrong place. I can barely make out what they're saying, so there's no way they'll be able to hear what I'm saying, probably. Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody. See if there's anybody still on 250. This has been a while back. This is somebody in Wyoming. That's within the realm of possibility, too. No, I'm not hearing them. In fact, that may not even... That's not the same station. So that's a different station. Okay, so I'm going to move back up here to, whoops, let's go AB. Let's move back up. I did it again. See, I keep going the wrong way. It's just not logical for some reason to have up and down, like up here, down here, but then down here and up here. Oh well. It takes my brain so long to kind of catch up with things. Okay, let's see. Anybody here? Is that still in? That is still in USB mode. We want it to be in CW mode. That took like no time to get a 1-to-1 match. And now I have to move this to, oh, what is it, Digi? Yes, Digi. I have to do Digi, and then it's on CW demodulation, so now I press this. Okay. And I'm actually going to respot myself this time. Let me find me in here. Here we go, respot. And put in the frequency, 18085. It's the right time of day to make that work, so yeah, maybe we'll catch somebody here. So I'm not going to do a long CQ call. I would if I wanted the reverse beacon network to catch me a little bit easier. Now we're down to 10.5 volts. So you see this little data light flashing, and that's telling you it's wanting to demodulate and decode anything it hears. And when CW comes on here, then that's when it hears CW, then it'll start doing it. But I am finding, just looking at this, and you probably noticed this too if you can see it from the video, that when it's weak, it doesn't do as good a job, but it's doing a fair job with good signals, which is about all you can ask of a CW demodulator. Or a decoder, I should call it demodulator. My phone's telling me that it's going to start raining here in about 25 minutes, so I'm glad I'm set up in a shelter this time. And the reverse beacon network is now picking me up. When you see this in the spots, that means W3OA, which is one of the reverse beacon network nodes, it is hearing me. That's 6 dB. But the reason I'm doing this is because I saw Alaska on 20, and that tells me good old November Lima 7 Victor. It tells me that maybe there's a little bit of path open on 17 meters. So earlier I said that I would do single sideband with this, and I don't mind the idea of the microphone. I'm just trying to decide if with the video, if that would make any sense at all, because it may not do very well with the video. It may on it may be a little challenging for that. I've got to learn how to use it first, so... Yeah, but you know, there's no time like the present, right? Maybe I'll just go ahead and do it. I'd like to get somebody on 17 meters, though. Just for bragging rights, right? There's no bragging rights in 17 meters. 17 meters is actually one of my favorite bands. I love this band. I especially like it for single sideband because it's a little quieter on the band. Usually there aren't as many people. It's kind of more of what I would call it's kind of an old way of saying this, but kind of like a gentleman's band. The people there are pretty courteous. It's not where you're going to hear de-expeditions necessarily, and there's no contesters on it. It's a work band. And I think it's because of that. It's just kind of off to the side. And I've gotten some really good performance. Some of the best DX I've ever gotten has been on 17 meters. I worked Antarctica once on 17 meter single sideband. And since then it's really become one of my favorite higher bands. Okay. Okay. Ooh, boy, this band's noisy. Now, this is one of the things about CW. CW with those narrow filters, and it's such a narrow mode that it's also a very, just a very quiet mode. Okay. Against my better judgment, let's try to do single sideband just using the internal mic on here. I may have to pick up the radio for this. I'm going to move this off the side. You don't have to see me decode this. And let's see if I can figure out how to do this actually now. See if I can figure this out. Okay, I think you press the PTT. That says mode error. Why is that? Oh, is it because I've got it in CW? Maybe I have to turn this off and turn it back on. That acted like it didn't like that. Okay, we're in lower sideband. We change the menu. It must have been that. Yep, that's it. Okay. I have no way to really test the voice on this, so I'm just gonna try to do this. Maybe if I angle this at a weird angle here, because I don't want to have this too close to the, okay, here we go. Let me spot myself and see if this is even possible to do. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I just speak down to it really nicely. I'm sorry, this is going to have a lot of glare on it, but I'm going to try this. Okay. Go to my spots page. Tell it I'm respotting myself on the frequency, which is 7197. And nope, SB for 10 minutes. It wants a comment, so I'm sticking a comment in there. I could have just probably put a blank and it wouldn't have cared, but CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. You know what? I need to... There we go. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. I hope I'm not blasting you out doing this. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. It looks like it's doing a pretty good job with this. Okay, here we go. Let's change this up a little bit. Let's try this again. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over to this side where the microphone is not, and maybe that'll work a little bit better. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. I don't want to blast out the microphone here. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. I don't think this has a voice memory keyer. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. Kilo 8, Romeo Alpha Tango. Great to get you here on phone, Mike. Thank you so much for coming back to me. You're a 5x9 here at, well, you know what park I'm at. What is it, 2740 QSL? Mike, you're a 5x9 at Park 2740 QSL. That's how bad the QSB is. Kilo 8, Romeo Alpha Tango, you are 5x9, Park 2740 QSL.
Hey, you just came up. This is K8RAT, 57 Ohio, 57.
Roger, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, the QS Baker is brutal today, and I'm using the internal mic on this radio. I'm not actually using a handheld mic. How does it sound?
Good, back down in Illinois.
7-3s, my friend, 7-3s. And QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air.
Kilo Oscar 4, Bravo, Victor Bravo.
Kilo Oscar 4, Bravo, Victor Bravo, you're 5x9 here at Park 2740 QSL.
QSL, I got you 5-5 into Georgia, over.
Roger on that 5x5 into Georgia. Thank you very much for the contact, my friend, and 7-3s.
Copy, say 7-3.
7-3s, my friend. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sugar Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. Got to write all these down here. Georgia, Ohio. Okay. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. Now, okay, this basically sold me on this radio. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. Just because I'm crazy, I'm gonna go up to the 20-meter band maybe. And, well, actually, you know what? Let's check the spots and see. I've got a little more time than I normally do, which is the reason I'm able to do this stuff. And I've got internet access. Okay. So there's someone on 73. Man, this basically sold me on this radio. So my KX2 is the only other radio that has an internal mic, and I've never had to use it with the KX2. I've just carried around the little microphone it has, and it makes me realize I probably need to be using the internal mic on it. But the fact that I could do this right off the bat, it works so well, and obviously I could be heard just fine other than the fading. Wow. That makes this a very useful radio. It means I just have to pack this up with a key and maybe a power cord, but to be honest, this thing's... Gosh, I've been operating it a long time now on the battery. Oh. Why do I review radios? Why did I do that? Okay, let's see. Nobody else is on the bands right now in a spot where I can easily work them. Let's see. I wonder... Let's try 290. I don't know if they're still there. I may move up to like 14313 or so. I'll listen here just a little bit. We're at 10.4 volts. I am sure the audio is all over the place here right now, by the way, because I'm all around the microphone and everything, so I'm sorry about that. I am, as a little update, probably by the time you're watching this video, I've already got an action camera. I am trying to decide between the Osmo action camera again. I've been talking with Aaron and some other people here about it. I like it in so many regards, but it's a little more difficult to put on an external microphone with it, and I don't know though, but I'm probably going to get that one. I also like the GoPros, but GoPros, the one I like the most, you cannot attach an external microphone to, I don't think, which is the GoPro 7 Silver. But I'm looking forward to getting one because I'll have a wider angle view, and hopefully the audio will be good and a little more omnidirectional than this one is. So I do have a lapel mic and things, but actually it's nice whenever I don't have to have one. Everything's so intimate. I've just got my radio here and then I'm on the other side of it. So anyway, maybe that'll work out. That was easy enough. Okay. Whoops, someone is there. See if it was on 327. Let's listen here for just a little bit. Always listen before you transmit. I would have thought that I would have heard somebody adjacent to that frequency because I was only 1 kilohertz off, so I was a little surprised to hear somebody there. Is this frequency in use? This is K4SWL. Is this frequency in use? This is K4SWL. $14,327. Let me get this submitted. This time it didn't want a comment. I don't know why it is that sometimes it requires one, sometimes it doesn't. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. You know what? I'm also running the backlight on this, which makes it draw more power. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. I've turned that off now, which probably makes the screen a little harder to see, but there's no CWD code going on or anything. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. You know what? I don't think my spot took. Yeah, it didn't take. That's the reason why I'm not hearing anybody at all. 14327. See if it'll take this time. I'm not so sure it's taking at all. Let's double check this. I'm going back through here. This is the thing, is my internet is not that fantastic here. I'm getting 2 bars of service, but it's struggling a little bit. And yeah, it still has me, so I'm going to respot myself. Basically, if you're operating single sideband and you can't spot yourself, you do not exist. Unless you or somebody else you know can spot you. 14, and what is it? 327. 327. There we go. Let's see if I can get this submitted properly. Now let's check it. Looked like it did it. Yeah, okay. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. This is going to be a massively long video, but my reason behind it is I really want to see how long this battery will last. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. If you own the X5105 and there is a voice memory keyer on here that I don't know about, please let me know. I don't think it has one though. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. I mean, I haven't checked the compression, any kind of TXEQ or anything like that on this radio. This is the first time I've ever operated at single sideband. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. You know what? Mike also sent me a message, K8RAT sent me a message saying that the BZ has gone south, which always means that propagation is kind of getting flaky and unstable. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. But you know what? I really want to wear down this battery, so what we're going to do now is move down to... And by the way, if you're still watching this video, you deserve a small award of some sort. I don't know what. Nah, I won't do 30. Let me switch it over to... Let's go to this band, to the 60 meter band, change it to CW. I don't hear anybody there. Bang. The ATU in this is nice. It is nice. Oh my goodness. Thomas, why do you do this to yourself? You review radios, people tell you to do it, and people accuse me all the time of being an enabler of radios. And let me tell you, that goes both ways. I'm sitting here with a radio that I never intended to own, and I'm telling you now that I'm probably going to buy this. That whole internal mic, this is, what I like about it is this radio is very useful. Internal battery obviously works really well. It's operating a really long time on the internal battery, even though I had the backlight on this before. I love how the buttons are backlit. There are very few radios that have that. Perfect for the field. You know, the heat sink, it doesn't get too hot. The body doesn't get too hot. It does everything it should. It's not as refined as the KX2. The KX2 will still be my go-to radio for this sort of thing. What I'm talking about is like the very portable shack-in-a-box type stuff. But by golly, this is not too bad. So let's see here. I'm going to spot myself, even though probably the network would do it for me. Let's just go ahead and do this. So 5332. You got to be a little careful on the 60 meter band. It is channelized. So here we go. See, I'm going to say 5332. A few more minutes before QRT. I'll just tell people this is probably my last bit on the air here. Not that anybody cares. I'm not exactly a rare park or a park that anybody wants to see or anything. You know, for some reason, these spots are not working the way that they should. Let me refresh this completely. This new app that they have, the new interface, is just not quite... Some of the things don't seem to work quite well on it. Okay, it's got me there. Okay, let me go ahead. Oh, whoops. It's a little clunky, but that works. CW is going to give it a harder workout than a single sideband would in terms of the checking the battery. Interestingly, I keep wanting to forget this, but tonight I actually have an interview with a reporter at the Voice of America, and he is actually a viewer of this YouTube channel. And what I think is just so cool is, the Voice of America is sort of the international service for, it's kind of like a public broadcaster, but, internationally. They don't broadcast the U.S., they broadcast elsewhere. And they're talking about amateur radio and field radio and its popularity here in the U.S. And this particular reporter is also a ham radio operator. And that's kind of cool because I know a few VOA employees, not all of them are reporters, who are ham radio operators. I know ones that work for the International Broadcasting Bureau, or maybe whatever it's called right now. My buddy Macon Dale is a ham radio operator. Kim Elliott, who does the radiogram, he's a ham radio operator. And Rick Barnes, he used to work for the IBB. He's a ham radio operator. Gary Butterworth, who is actually kind of a distant relative, works for the Voice of America, and he's a ham radio operator. A lot of hams at Voice of America, actually. I'm probably forgetting some, actually. I got to go to the Voice of America ham radio shack that's in it's like on the 5th or 6th floor of their building, their main building in D.C. And it has a fantastic view of the Capitol building. From there you can go on the roof, which is where they have their antennas. And I think they have a repeater, I'm not sure, up there. And yeah, it's really cool. Must be nice to work in that building and be able to operate from the Voice of America station. So we're down to 10.3 volts. I'm wondering if the cutoff is 10 volts. I'm half wondering, I think if you had 4 sort of short activations, I think that this battery would hold up all those activations. This would be a great radio for doing summits on the air. Another nice thing about it is this encoder doesn't stick up, so you don't have to have big side panels on it or anything to protect it. And there's a nice protector here on the LCD screen. And I think that this used to not be standard, but it may be standard now, at least through Radioddity. I think it's standard. And that's going to protect the screen pretty nicely, actually. And it'd be easy to replace. There's little Allen wrenches there. You could replace it out. Okay, Mike is telling me that basically 60 meters is just not going to be a super viable place to play radio right now because propagation is so poor. Maybe we'll go up to 30 real quick. Okay, I remembered to do it correctly that time. Let's see if my favorite frequency here is available. I'll keep my expectations in check, though. Oh, the BZ is negative 11.1. That is really, really, really bad. Okay, well, you know what? I'll still call CQ here a little bit. Let's spot myself one more time. This will be where I end it today. I'm not going to go any further than this. Okay, here we go. Let's see. 10113. Let's see if it spots it. Hey, maybe it did. Seemed to refresh. I don't know. No, it didn't. Let's try this. Let's see if the reverse beacon network got me out of that. And by golly, it did. This is weird though, it doesn't... No, it must have taken my... this must have actually taken my spot I did earlier. Somehow. It must have taken my spot, because normally it would show an RBN, you know, some RBN information there. Like this one. It shows RBN information for W5MIG. Ooh, he's just right up above me. I may try to go up there and grab him real quick. Should I do that? Would it be rude? Maybe I'll do this just a little bit. I hate to, right for a spot, get a spot, you don't want to just disappear and people will wonder where you are. I can tell you now one thing I don't like. I think I may have just discovered. Yeah, touching the keys does not stop the memory keyer. I think you probably have to touch the PTT or something to do that. That's not good. I do like that with the KX2 because you can interrupt just by going beep and you can stop it and you don't have to go and touch anything on the radio. But you know what? Minor complaint. That's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Yeah, that did stop it. Okay, now I know that, so the PTT stops the memory keyer from going. Okay, let's go up and see if this person's here on 124. Ooh, that's weak. They moved. That's what happened. They're weak. Very weak. They're very, very weak. Let me move back down to my frequency. Let's see here. Well, I'll do it the slow way. This is the longest video I've ever produced on my channel. Yay! Got one more. Gosh, if I get one more, I'll have 20. Maybe I'll hear somebody. I see somebody's moved on 123.9 now from Kansas. I could almost get them on 30-meter band. That should work. Almost all the CW activators right now on Parks on the Air. Ooh. Are on 30 meters. Everybody seeking refuge here. Maybe I'll try for 21, only because this is down to 10.2 volts. My phone's running out of battery, but the radio isn't. This is impressing me, I have to say. I mean, you think about it, the thing is, my first activation with this was over 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I thought it was over 2 weeks ago. And here I am operating it off the same charge all this time. My buddy Mike just told me that N8KO is on. I'm not hearing him. Nah. Yeah, that's N8KO is K2333, I think. I'm not hearing N8KO now. You know what? I'm going to call it quits. Somehow the battery voltage has gone up to 10.3 now. So it has proved its point. We've got 3 activations under our belt. Let me just see if anybody else is on here. Okay, let's try 125 again. Okay, nope, that sounds like it. I'm sorry, I'm just listening to see if I can hear something on the other end. Okay, man, I just can't believe this. This radio has now taken me through 3 activations, one sort of normal length one, like probably 30, 40 minutes, another one kind of quick at about 22 minutes. Now this one, which is going on over an hour and a half. I mean, maybe an hour and 35 minutes or so. That's really impressive. I am definitely going to buy this radio, I think. So whoever, if you're out there and you suggested this, I both love you and hate you because I didn't really want to buy yet another radio, but this is fun enough to play with that I'd like to have it in my kind of my arsenal. I was thinking on the way over here, this may be one I tuck away in this pack that I already showed you. This is a little Red Ox pack, and it fits in here really nicely. And I could just kind of throw this under my truck seat or something, and it would be ready to go all the time. I mean, I don't even have to carry a microphone with it. Yeah. Just to save, because we're now coming to the 2-hour mark, which means it'll take me forever. This probably won't get uploaded for like weeks, because I don't know if I've told you before, but like I have an issue with bandwidth from my home, and so I can't do bandwidth when it's when it's from there. It can take me 2 days to upload a small video from my place, and in fact it kind of ties up internet and everything, so I don't do it. I usually do it when I have access to internet, so this may not come out for another 2 or 3 weeks, but anyway, I really, really appreciate you coming along for the ride here. I hope you check out qrpr.com and look at the description below to get the link to all of the notes and everything, because the link to the field notes will be on qrpr.com. I'm about worn out. This was a this was a long video. I do love this chameleon stuff. It's just so modular and easy to deploy, and it just always never fails me. It just kind of always works. I've probably by now published the video of the sloper antenna that they made, and man, I've been very impressed with it too. It's been a fantastic antenna for really bad propagation days like today's turning out to be. But this vertical has certainly done its job today, all the way from Alaska and all across the U.S. pretty much, California, and up into the mid-Atlantic states. I think I had New Hampshire and Vermont in there, and Ohio Valley. So I'm very pleased with the performance of this antenna today. And I'm probably pushing my luck on time. I do want to take a hike while I'm here, so I better pack up. I won't film this. Again, thank you so very much for coming along for the ride here. If you've hung around this long, you are truly a friend, because I don't know who in their right mind would do this. Unless they're just a complete radio nerd like I am. So I really appreciate it. And if you live anywhere in this area, I highly, highly recommend coming out to Lake Norman State Park. It is just a fantastic park for doing POTA. I mean, I can't believe I've got this nice shelter all to myself today. Yeah, so thank you very much. And please let me know in the comments if you got any questions. If you own the X5105, let me know what you think. I do plan to do a little more single sideband. I've had people ask me to do that, and that's one of the reasons I did it here today. That, and I had an internet connection. I can't do single sideband very easily if I don't have access to the internet, because I can't spot myself very easily. But I will do it from time to time because I like doing it. And anyway, thank you again, and 7 threes.